A very good morning to all my dear students of class 7. This is your English class. And today you are going to open your honeycomb book, which is for class 7. In that book, you are going to open the first chapter, The Three Questions by Leo Tolstoy. This is the image of the writer, and here are few more informations about him which is attached in this video. Few more are from Wikipedia. It is for your reference. You can very well see when was he born and when did he die and many other information. So now we'll start with the story. The Three Questions, which is adapted from Leo Tolstoy. The Three Questions. Once there was a king. So there was a king. He wanted to know the answers. So there was a king and he wanted to know few answers of three important questions. What are those questions is attached at the end. Okay. So these three questions were really puzzling him and he thought that he would never fail in anything. He might undertake if he knew the answers to those questions, and he was very worried because he wanted to know the answer of three questions. His three questions were: how can I learn to do things at the right time? His second question was: who are the people I need the most to help me with the work? His third question was: how do I know which is the most important thing to do? So here are the list of three questions which was making him even worried, more worried. The king said, I announce a great reward to anyone who can give the right answers to my questions. So he was so worried that he had announced some gifts or rewards for those who can answer these questions. And then came the most learned men, and each one had a different answer to the king's first question. One of them said, for every action, we should draw up a plan in advance. So, all the learned men of the town and the places came over there and they were trying to solve the queries of this king, and they all gave their own answers. And with those answers, still he was not satisfied. Many of them said many things. Many said that only with a timetable, everything can be done at a proper time. Then many of them said that another scholar said that it is impossible to decide the right time for every action. So everyone had their own views and everyone had their own answers for the questions. They said that if you avoid getting absorbed in idle pastimes and attend to all that is going around you, you can imagine the most important task. And he said that if you don't waste your time and think about those things which are going over here, you can even have more involvement in that. However, the attentive king might be to what is going on. The third one said that it is impossible for one man to decide correctly. And he said that since one man is not able to decide whether things are good or not, whether things are right or not, every time and every action is correct or not. So he said that the king should set up a council of wise men, and he said that you should have few members, a few council of members who can suggest you, advise you, who would help him to fix the proper time for everything, who would advise him each and every time he needed their help. Some scholars contradicted this and said, few more were there. They contradicted this answer and they said, some things might demand immediate action, and some said that there are many things which need immediate action. If something is done, immediate action is to be taken. We need to know what is going to happen in the future, and Further, he said that we should know, or we first we should assure that what is going to happen in future. Only magicians can tell the king what is going to happen in future, and we are not magicians, so we don't know what is going, we cannot predict what is going to happen in future. That then you need the help of magicians, and you should know what is going to happen in future. According to that, you have to take actions. Then equally various were the answers to the second questions, and there were many others who started giving different kind of answers and different type of answers to king. Some said the king needs his counselors the most, and he was very now disturbed with all these answers. Some said that doctors, some said priest, so everyone had their own views. Some said soldiers, so everyone had their own views in what the king should have. The king answers to the third question were even more confusing. These answers to these learned men confused the king. They range from focusing on science. Now, the third question was really very, confusing for everyone out there, because now the third question dealt with some scientific things, and he was again very disturbed. The resulting confusion led to the king to meet a hermit. Now, it was so confused that he decided to meet a hermit who was widely known for his wisdom. The hermit lived in the woods, and that hermit lived in the woods and never met anyone but common people. And he never wanted to meet any kings or queens, he always wanted to meet common people. The king disguised himself as a common man, and king over there came as a common man and went to meet hermit, because he knew that when he will go with all his kingship and all, then the hermit is not going to meet. When the king reached there, the hermit was digging the ground for planting herbs. And when the king reached over there, he found that the hermit was digging the ground for plantation. Seeing the king, he greeted him and went on digging. And when he saw the king, he greeted him, wished him, and he went on digging the ground. The hermit was frail and weak, and he was very frail, very weak, and each time he stuck his spade into the ground. So that hermit was really very old and he was very weak, and each time he had put the spade inside the soil, a, it turned a little soil and he breathed heavily, and some soil used to come out and then he used to breathe heavily. The king waited, but the hermit continued to work. But the king waited, he started waiting, but still the man was working. The king decided that he would ask the questions anyway. And then the king decided that he is going to ask his questions. He said, I have come to you, wise hermit, to ask you to answer 3 questions. And he said that I have come over here to get my answers of 3 questions. And he said about his questions. His first question was, how can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? His second question was, who are the people I need the most to help me with the work? His third question was, how do I know which is the most important thing to do? So he asked his 3 questions to the hermit, but still the hermit continued digging and he didn't answer. He kept on digging the ground, but he did not answer the king without giving answers to the king's question. Yes, he started digging the floor without giving answer. He looked terribly tired, and the man, the hermit, looked terribly tired. He was very tired. The king said, you look tired. Can I help you? And then, as he was very tired, the king said that you look very tired, so can I help you? And took the spade from him and started digging. And then the king took the spade and started digging the ground by himself. After he had dug 2 beds, the king repeated his question. 2 beds means 2 times. When he had removed 2 times those layers, he again asked him the same question. The hermit gave no answer. The king went on digging. Again, the king went on digging because the hermit did not give any answer. The sun was sinking behind the trees. They suddenly heard footsteps. Now the sun started sinking, and they heard few sounds. Someone was running towards the hermit's hut, and he heard someone was bleeding. He was bleeding from a large wound in his stomach. Someone was bleeding and running towards hermit's house. He fell fainting on the ground, and he fell over there fainting. When he reached the hermit and the king, so there were two people, the hermit and the king, and there was a third one who was wounded, who came to hermit's hut. They took him inside the hut. The king cleaned the wound repeatedly, and the king started cleaning the wound of that man who was injured and came over there and covered it with his handkerchief. And he covered it with the handkerchief and with a towel the hermit had. The blood stopped flowing after few hours. So the king really did a lot, and after few hours the blood stopped. But the king and the hermit continued to take care of the wounded man all night. So the king and the hermit, both of them, took care of this man without even knowing who he was. In the morning, when the man awoke, and in the morning time, when the man woke up, he stared at the king for a few seconds, and he looked to that king for few seconds. He was overcome with shame, and he overcame with that shame when he realized it was the king who had saved his life, and he recognized the king, and he was very ashamed that the king saved his life. "Forgive me," cried the man when the king looked at him. And he said that, please forgive me. The man started crying, because these kings and all, they are very high class now, so these common people do not go there. Then king said, "I have nothing to forgive you. Who are you?" The king said that man, that, "Who are you? I don't know you." Then that man said, "I am your enemy from the neighboring kingdom, who had sworn to kill you, because you had killed my brother in a battle." And that man said that, "I know you, you are the king, and I had come to kill you. I am your enemy. When I heard that you were coming to meet the hermit, so he said that I was here to kill you, because I heard that you are coming to meet this hermit, and I was supposed to kill you. I am your enemy. I am extremely sorry. Your men, however, caught me and wounded me." And those men means the soldiers of king caught him and wounded him. "How can I thank you for saving my life? If you hadn't dressed my wound and looked after me..." So he said that, "I am really very thankful to you. You saved my life. I would have bled to death. And I was here to kill you because you killed my brother in a battle. From this day onwards, I will serve you as your most faithful slave." And he said that, "Since you saved my life, I am going to serve you as the most faithful slave and soldier, and will ask my sons to support you and forgive me. And will also ask my sons to support you and please forgive me, king." A little later, the king went out to see the hermit again. Again, the king was very worried and was worried about his questions, and went out to see the hermit. "I am asking you for the last time." And the king said that, "I am asking you for the last time. Please answer my questions. Can you give me the answer to my questions?" Again, he said that, "Can you please give me the answer to my questions? Do you still need an answer from me in words?" The hermit said this, that, "Seriously, you need an answer now also?" Now he is explaining. What is he explaining? "When you came to see me, you saw me working. And when you saw that I was getting tired..." So he said that when you came over here, he's explaining that when you came over here, you saw me working. I was very tired, and you decided to help me. If you hadn't decided to stay and help..." He said that, "If you wouldn't have stopped yourself and stayed over here to help me, you would have been killed by your enemy on your way back." And said that if you would have gone back, you would have been killed by your enemies. I would say that the most important action was helping me. Now the king got his first answer, his first question's answer. Next, he said the most important person, the answer to the second question is, the most important person was someone whom you were helping. And he said that the most important person in your life was the person whom you were helping. You help me first, and then you help that wounded man. So we were the most important persons in your life. If that man had died, he wouldn't have made peace with you. Therefore, the most important time is always now, means the present time, means the most important time. The second answer is now. The most important person is the one who needs your help. Now he's saying that the most important person in your life was the person who needed your help. The most important action is to comfort the person who needs help, and the most important action was to comfort a person who needed your help at that point of time. So these were the answers to his questions. Now I have attached those three questions of King over here, and I want answer from you all. So kindly get the answer from this video, try to understand this explanation, and send me the answers in your group or personally, whatever you wish to. Thank you, children. Have fun, stay safe, and study hard. All the best. I hope you enjoyed the lesson.